love these videos. They are among my absolute favorites to film. So let's start by looking at last month's manicures. Last month for October, I really wanted to focus on spreading my use out a little bit more. Generally, my goal is to use a handful of polishes like 4 times each and then work towards panning 2 additional polishes that I work on over a period of several months. This past month, I decided I wanted to really focus on just spreading my wings a little bit further, trying lots of different things, getting a little bit of use on a ton of different polishes, and trying a little bit of nail art. So I have, I think, 6 manicures to show you today, and I think I have photos for all of them, which is very unusual for me. So let's start with my first manicure. Start at the beginning, why not? Well, I thought this was just so stinking cute. I wanted to go for like a lacy look, and I quickly realized that was a little bit beyond my skill set, so instead I decided to go for like Swiss dots, which I thought was pretty cute. So for the jelly shade that you see over most of my nails, I believe that I put 2 coats of this jelly polish down first. I used Cirque Colors Dove Jelly, and then for the accents, I used this Sally Hansen Insta-Dry polish in Grease Lightning, and to top things off, sort of meld those accents in with the rest of the nail, I put on another coat of Dove Jelly. I loved this. This is quickly becoming a new favorite, the Cirque Colors polish, because it's just so different than anything else I own. It really allows me to play around with different looks than I've ever been able to try before. And this Sally Hansen polish is actually an old favorite. This is, I think, the only polish that I've actually finished and then repurchased. I first bought this back in probably, I don't know, like 2016 or so. Loved it so much, used it up completely, didn't have it for a couple of years, and then maybe 6 months ago, I decided that I wanted it back in my life, and I've been really enjoying it since. So, anyway, that was manicure number 1. With manicure number 2, we were keeping with a similar type of color family. So, for reference, that Sally Hansen shade is right here, Grease Lightning, and then I played around with this Essie Brocade Crusade. So pretty similar in depth. This is a shimmer and it has a little bit of purple to it. I thought this was going to be more shimmery on the nails than it ended up looking, so I decided to amp up that sparkle factor a little bit by topping it with this Wet n Wild Fast Dry polish in Extraterrestrial. This I thought was very cute. It gave me exactly the look that I thought this polish by itself was going to give. This just did not show up as shiny and glimmering as I thought it would on the nails, and this brought it to just the right amount of glitz. It still felt relatively understated. I mean, it was still pretty dark, just with a little bit of sparkle, but it still had enough sparkle. Manicure number 3 was actually a pedicure, and I've been wearing this polish on my toes like all month. I think it's just the perfect color for this time of year. Does anyone else really struggle with like fall toe colors? Because so many colors for this time of year are just kind of gross on the toes, but I don't want to go to like Barbie pink because that doesn't feel appropriate for this time of year. This I think is fabulous. So this is Sally Hansen Peak of Nature. White on white, very hard to read, but I think it's Peak of Nature. And this is just the prettiest green creme polish. It's the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry formula. It is a 1-coat wonder. You could do 2 if you wanted like full no questions coverage, but I usually just wear it in one. I love working with it. I actually used it in another manicure this month, so this is going right back in the bin of polishes I have to talk about. With the next manicure, we got further into the Halloween vibes, and I chose to use this as a base polish. This, again, Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. Who's surprised at this point? This is in the shade Later Alligator. It's a relatively new polish. I think this came out this year, maybe for spring. It is a grungy green, very pretty. And to top it, I use these little black and white dot topper. Actually, I think these are very tiny hexes. Yes. There's also a little bit of silver in here. This is from Sally Hansen, the Miracle Gel line, and this is in the shade The Devil is in the Details from their Cruella line. It is very pretty. It has a little bit of silver sparkle along with those black and white matte glitters. It's a really fun topper. I think it makes any polish look very Halloween this time of year, and this combination was just perfect for the season. I thought it was beautiful, loved every second of it. So at this point, I actually tried some press-on nails. These were from LA Colors. I got them at Walmart for like $3.50, and they looked so good in the picture, but I could not keep these on for the life of me. I wore these for 13 hours, 14 hours, and I think I re-glued 4 nails within that time period. It was ridiculous, but it was so cute. These were really fun for handing out candy to trick-or-treaters. That was a really good time. I enjoyed that. But I could not wear these like to the office for a full day. First of all, I found that they were very cumbersome. I had a hard time typing because these are just a lot long. They were a lot longer than my natural nails are, and I've never really had long natural nails. Like, this is about as long as I like to let them get. So that was a little bit difficult for me. On top of that, I was just losing these left and right. It was so silly. I didn't last more than 45 minutes before the first one came off. Just, right? I feel like I should be able to get more than 45 minutes out of something like this. And I followed the instructions. I was very careful. I'm very type A when it comes to things like following instructions, but I could not keep these things on my nails. It was ridiculous. Anyway, this is not a press-on nails video. This is a polish video. And after I took those nails off on as soon as Beggar's Night, which is here the night before Halloween when kids come out and trick-or-treat, as soon as the trick-or-treaters were gone, those fake nails came off, and I repainted with this adorable little jack-o'-lantern mani. So as my base color, I used this Zoya polish. This is in Cory. It is a pumpkin-y orange, very fitting, right? And then on all of the nails, I did a French tip in that green shade that we looked at earlier, which is Peak of Nature. And on, I think, 2 nails on each hand, I added some yellow accents as like the face of the little pumpkins. And for that, I used yet another Sally Hansen Insta-Dry polish in Here Comes the Sun, which is this really pretty yellow. I think if I had a little bit of a deeper yellow, that probably would have been a better choice, but this is the yellow I have. I thought it looked good. I was pretty happy with how the manicure turned out. Now, I don't want to say that this next mani was a sleeper hit because I just purchased these recently and I thought I would like them. But I didn't realize just how much I was going to enjoy this duo of polishes. So these are from Nailtopia. I believe that these are the shades Smoky Road and Harlow, though they don't actually have them listed on the bottles, so I'm not 100% sure. But I have the picture up here. The way that they market this duo is that you can wear either of the polishes individually. This is like a 2-coat polish. This is like a 3-coat polish by itself to get to full opacity. Or you can layer like 2 coats of this purple, 1 coat of the like champagne color, and the Skittle Mani that I got from those different combinations was lovely. I love that it's this mismatched set of colors, so it still feels like a Skittle Mani. They're not like super close to each other or anything, but it feels so put together and chic in a way that I just don't associate with Skittles, because these 2 colors are so well coordinated with each other, and the sort of silvery gunmetal shade that they combine into is so spot on and meshes really well with both of these. It's absolutely gorgeous. It makes me really curious to try this over a few other polishes and just see what happens, because I did not expect the mixture of these 2 polishes to result in such a pretty like gunmetal purple. I thought it was going to be something very different, but it ended up being gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. I think this will be a perfect mani to bring out again in like January, February. So like when it's still really cold and very wintry, but after that holiday cheer is gone, this combo, yep, we'll be all over that. And then the last mani that I have is what I'm wearing today. I actually got a bunch of new nail polishes yesterday, and I was faced with choice paralysis, so I just decided to go for a polish that I already owned and had worn before and knew I liked. This is from KB Shimmer. It is Take the Stairs. It was part of their October polish pickup, which I told myself I wasn't going to buy from polish pickup this month. And then I bought 2 Lord of the Rings polishes from polish pickup because I couldn't resist. And I wanted to get a 3rd, but it was already gone. So instead I got a differently themed 3rd polish. I am ashamed of myself, but I am also really excited for the Aragorn and Arwen shade and the Entwood shade. I think they are going to be so pretty, and I'm excited to have Lord of the Rings polishes. Yeah, I love polish pickup. It's a little bit of a problem for me, but yeah, I don't have a but. I just enjoy it. So let's talk about the polishes that I want to get use on in the next month, because starting November 1st, but I think it's November 4th now, 5th, something like that, I'm back to trying to pan some polishes. Now, the first one I cannot find for the life of me. I spent like 20 minutes just tearing apart my house looking for this polish, and I can't find it. I know it moved with me. I've seen it since the move, but I cannot find it right now. It is from Cascade Polishes, which is the Copacetic Cosmetics sister brand that they put their polishes out under. It is this gorgeous like blue to purple multi-chrome. I really like this polish. I'm a little over halfway through the bottle, I would guess. And the only reason I'm trying to use this one up is because I have a very similar blue purple multi-chrome from a different brand, and they're pretty similar. I don't need 2 of the same polish, so I figured I would use up the smaller one just to cut my numbers down a little bit. The other polish that I've decided I'm going to work on finishing is from Nailtopia. This is Grateful for You. It is a mini bottle. I am quite a ways through this. I am at the halfway point, right about. I will mark it after this video, but this is a really pretty, like, periwinkle, maybe a little bit more on the purple side of periwinkle. I love this type of color. I feel like I have something very similar to this in this project almost every month, but I want to work towards finishing this, and I don't think that will be too big of a task because I don't think I've worn this that many times. I think I've maybe worn this 4 or 5 times. So another 4 or 5, that I can do. By September, I'd somehow worked my way up to having like 6, sometimes even like 7 polishes that I was trying to get to 4 uses on. We're going to slow things down a little bit and just bring it back to 5. That seems a little bit more manageable. I've also not been switching my nail polish quite as often recently. For a while there, I was pretty consistently every 2 days, if not every day, switching my nails. Now I'm going more like 4 days. So that's still changing my nails pretty often, but it's not constant. So I wanted to only work on 5 at a time. So let's start with a really interesting Insta-Dri polish. This is Conjure Copper. And this is a really interesting formula. I think I could build this up to full coverage in 3 coats, but the way that I've generally worn this is as topper over pinks, over gold, all different types of shades. It has a lot of shine to it that is a kind of a shifty, like copper to pink to gold. It's a little bit glittery. I really like this type of formula. It's just this type of color has not always been my favorite, but I think I'm warming up to these warmer shades. So I will have to play around with this a little bit. It might also be fun to try this over black. I wonder what that would look like. Anyway, I have 4 uses on that to try and figure out what it will look like under a variety of different circumstances. The next 2 polishes I am bringing in at the same time with a strategy in mind. So polish 1 is Chicago Dogs from Leisha's Lacquers. Now this is a jelly polish with a bunch of reflective glitter in it, sort of a burgundy color, but as I'm moving it around, I can see quite a bit of gold and quite a bit of like orange to green shimmer in there. I think that is the reflective glitter. This, I know from experience that these polishes are a little bit hard to build up to opacity. So I decided at the same time to bring in this little OPI mini. I don't know what this shade is. Nope, that just says nail polish in German, I think. Anyway, I thought that this would be a good one to layer under this, and I think they'll be pretty. I really hope so anyway. And of course, I can use them separately as well. If I use them separately, that will also count towards my 4 uses, but I think these are going to be fun. Very pretty, very like late fall, early winter appropriate, so great for this time of year, right? Another polish that I think is going to be great for fall is this one from Sundays. This is in the shade number 35. They have kind of an obnoxious, in my opinion, thing going on where they don't give their shades actual names, they just have numbers. Maybe that's classy, maybe I'm tacky and not liking it, but that's fine. Whatever. I'm wearing like foily glitter on my nails inspired by the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, so this isn't like a classy type of nail channel. Anyway, it is this really lovely blue. It's just a hair lighter than navy. It has quite a bit of teal in it as well. I was working on this in my 30 by 30 project pan, which I've just stopped updating because I felt like it. And I've used quite a bit of it. I'm actually below that line now, I'm pretty sure. But I've just had this on its side. I want to use this 4 times. I think that will not be hard because this is beautiful and I enjoy wearing it. And then the last polish that I want to get to 4 uses on is brand new to me. This is one of the polishes that I was facing choice paralysis staring at yesterday, but it's so pretty. I'm so excited for this. So this is from Cameo Colors, and this is the shade Leather Bound Book. Now look at this shade. It's like a somewhat muted magenta, so it's like right in between pink and purple, and then it has this gorgeous little shimmer mixture, maybe very tiny flakies going through it. Most of them look to be like a warm toned, maybe like a copper shimmer, but then there's also a very fine little, I think, holographic pigment running through as well. I think this is going to be so pretty. Honestly, I got 6 polishes from Cameo Colors. This is the only one that I like directly picked out. This is the only one I directly picked out. The other 5 I purchased like a mystery 5-pack, and they're all gorgeous. I think I'm going to absolutely love them, which I've really loved the other one that I have from this brand, so that wouldn't be surprising. Anyway, I'm about to run out of camera memory, so time to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please check back next month to hopefully see progress I've made on that Cascade Polish lacquer, because I hopefully will have found it by then. Anyway, thanks again, and I hope I see you next time. Bye!